rise and grind, folks. Guys, in my brief 11 years, I never thought I had to explain humidity in second floor AC units so much, guys. Within the past like 48 hours, I'm talking like at least 10 existing maintenance customers. I got the complaint, yo Drew, my AC unit is working on the second floor, but how come the temperature is like up 2 degrees higher than the room temperature? And then the room temperature, and then a couple hours later, it drops down to normal. Guys, you know the explanation for that? 100 degrees. It's just second floor, guys. All that humidity that's upstairs is just, you're not gonna win that battle, especially when it gets hot, unless you insulate the attic and the whole 9 yards, guys. But like, it's not gonna be 100 degrees every day. But like, gosh, I don't know what the threshold is. I think once it gets above 95 degrees, I think that's when people lose their marbles, man. They start going crazy. Oh, my thermostat's going up. But guys, I just wanted to tell y'all about my day. But guys, I'm on the way to, this is an existing, we've been here before, but he doesn't have an existing maintenance agreement. Guys, what the hell we did before? I don't even remember. God, it's hot as a mofo. Shit, I think he had yeah, guys, we replaced an electric heat kit. I think he has a heat pump and an air handler inside. And guys, that air handler heat pump was like damn near old as hell. And I believe the electric heat kit we replaced like at least 3 years ago. And I believe we recommended replacing this unit. I remember this customer's last name. We recommended replacing this unit, and we never heard back from them ever since. And they called us a couple of hours ago and said that the AC stopped working. So guys, this might be one of these I told you so service calls in which we recommend replacing things. They roll it out, and now they probably have to get it replaced. But I don't even know if they got the unit replaced by another company. I don't know, guys. But we're almost there right now. Let's go take a look. I'll see y'all when I get inside. Guys, this customer said that they just got warm air blowing out the vents, and I turned the thermostat to cool. Nothing out here is running. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but this is a 3-ton R22 heat pump. And it looks like someone already replaced the cap and hard start out here. The only thing we did inside was replace the electric heat kit like 3 years ago. This is back in 2022. But guys, my contactor is pulled in, which indicates that we have 24 volts. And we got 240 leaving our contactor. That's not good. Alright guys, let me get some stuff out the way. I'll be back. Alright guys, if you know, you know. And guys, the top of this unit is like 1,000 degrees. See if I can get you guys a picture. You see that? That's the full-way valve. I think this compressor is off on internal overload. But you guys will know in a few minutes what made this compressor turn off on internal overload. This cap is in bogey, and it looks like that cap got definitely put in recently. But I'm going to explain the reason for what I'm doing in a second. I just got to get my tools out the way. Guys, it is hot as a mofo out here. It is about what, 2 o'clock? This is peak time. Between 12 and 5 o'clock is the hottest points of the day in the summer, especially out here in Philly. Water's cold. Alright guys, let me let this run for a few minutes, and we're going to turn the power back on. I'm going to show y'all what's going on in a second. Alright guys, you know the motto, work smarter, not harder. This compressor is definitely still burning hot, so I don't know how long this thing was running like this, but being at it's 100 degrees, any thermal related issue is going to be surely maximized today, because it is pretty hot out here, and there's no shade in this backyard, so I know this heat pump itself took a beating with the temperature out here. Alright guys, I'm gonna give it another minute and I'm gonna see if we can at least get this compressor started. I'll be back. Alright guys, moment of truth. Yep, this motor is shot. Alright, let me pop the top and see what horsepower it is. If I had to put money on it, I think it's 1/3. Oh, hold on, let me see. This motor is cooked, extra toasty. I can't even put my hand on top of this unit, that's how hot it is. So, in order for me to physically remove this motor to see the horsepower, I gotta cool this thing down, because holy crap, guys. Holy crap. Alright, let me turn the breaker off inside. I don't want any of my controls getting wet. I'll be back. Alright guys, I don't know what it is with extreme weather and me doing motors. The last time I did a blower motor in that crawl space, it was pouring down raining outside and that basement was almost flooded. And now it's 100 degrees and past 2 o'clock and I gotta do a condenser fan motor. It's no big deal, guys. That's why they pay us the big bucks, or hopefully they do with you guys. Alright, let me take the wires off. I already killed the power inside. I'm gonna take this back to the truck. I'm gonna try my best to do most of this in the shade so I'm not burning up back here. Alright guys, let me get busy. Guys, I'm back at the truck. I got the old motor here. And guys, you remember about 2 live videos ago, I put this in a poll. I asked you guys which motor is harder to do, condenser fan motor or blower motor. I personally choose a condenser fan motor. I think the chat said the blower motor was harder to do. Now guys, look at this. You see how that just came up? The next 10 condenser fan motor replacements, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get that lucky. Now guys, I use the same method, sandpaper and the penetrate oil. Now, I don't have a reason to heat the shaft up or use a hammer or nothing like that, guys, but I know sometimes, regardless of what you do, you're not gonna get the blade off the shaft. And if that's the case, guys, you better hope if your company stocks condenser fan blades, you can get one or two. You better hope that you have a supply house that has them near you. Guys, I already put this on another short. What to do if you needed to replace a condenser fan blade in a pinch, meaning if you couldn't get this off, what to do. You can always take this to your local supply house and they can size one up. Hopefully they can get the OEM, but if they can't get the OEM, they can at least get you something that's compatible. So at least you don't have to go back to do the job tomorrow. You can get that customer up and going the same day. But yeah, guys, I personally still think, regardless of my experience or luck with these motors, getting these blades out, I still personally think that these motors are always, these condenser fan motors are always going to be harder to do because it's really a luck of the draw if you can get these blades off. Because if you can't, there's nothing you can do. Versus the blower wheel, I was always able to get those off. And keep in mind, guys, this condenser fan motor takes more of a beating than your blower motor, because this condenser fan motor is what cooks in the summertime and your blower motor doesn't. It gets cooled from the return air. You don't have to worry about any access wear and tear. Now, can the indoor unit get flooded? Yeah, possibly, anything can happen, but for the most part, during normal operation, this condenser fan motor is going to get the blunt of cold weather and hot weather. So sometimes there's nothing you can do with these condenser fan blades. But alright guys, that's enough yapping. Before I pass out, let me get this. What is I got to get? I get my 7/16 nut driver. Alright guys, let me get this motor out the way and let's get the new one in. I'll be right back. Guys, if you know, you know what that means. That means that I won't have to take this apart a second time. But guys, what I'm going to do is zip tie. Well, first, I'm going to put that whole spoof of wire in electric tape. I got the motor already on the housing. Now I'm going to tape the wires, strap it, and then lastly I'm going to put the blade on, and we are good to go. Alright guys, and I got my 7.5 microfarad cap, but that's ABCs. Once we get this thing physically mounted onto the unit, it only takes about 2 seconds to wire it, so it's no big deal there. I just want to make sure I can minimize trips because it is fucking smoking out here right now. Alright guys, let me get the wire squared away and put the blade on, and I'll see y'all when I get back over there. Alright guys, I got the new motor in. A few things I like to do is, before applying power, spin the blade to make sure you're not hitting anything. You're good. And also, even though I know my rotation is correct, once I wire this up parallel, I like to put my caps in parallel too, by the way. I don't use a 3-wire setup, I use a 4-wire, so the compressor and the outdoor fan is going to have its own separate cap. But guys, once I wire everything up, I like putting a few blades of grass on the top of the unit here, so once the condenser fan motor runs and the unit turns on, and once the grass blades fly off the unit, that just reconfirms that we're rocking and rolling. Alright guys, let me get some stuff out the way here, and I gotta wire this bad boy up. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I hope my phone doesn't overheat, but this is what you want. I'm gonna hose down the coil too while I'm at it. But yeah guys, that's all there is to it. And the defrost board looks newer as well, so that would have been my next recommendation, is to look at the defrost board as well. But the customer stated that over the winter, this past winter, this unit did kick off and on. He did hear the defrost mechanism out here, so that's a good sign. My suction line is starting to sweat. But yeah guys, that's all there is to it. I gotta pack up and I'm gonna go inside and check my supply. But there you have it, no AC, bad condenser fan motor. In and out, baby, just like butter. Alright guys, keep rocking and rolling. I'll see y'all next one. All right.